Well, welcome back to segment 3 of Citizens Forum. And today we have with us again Janis Hoffmann from Parents for Safe Schools. Parents for Safe Schools are advocating that schools should have safe schools for children to go that are without Wi-Fi type radiation. And Janis's grandson Tyler suffers from this disability, and at the moment Janis has, as we stand right now, Janis has now into her 3rd school district, and Tyler has been moved again. So what is the situation right now, Janis, and what happened that got you here, and why is Tyler moving from one district to the next?
Well, what happened was when Tyler was originally in grade 2 in the Sioux School District, he started coming down with some severe headaches. We couldn't figure out what was wrong until one parent told us that some Wi-Fi routers had been installed in the school, and we figured out that Tyler was getting very, very sick from it. So we asked for the router to be turned off, and of course, as many parents know, that's not an option. So in the end, with the Sioux School District, we were dismissed. Tyler did not complete grade 2. We moved on then to the Victoria School District. He was placed in a classroom with no Wi-Fi, no wireless devices. And he did well for 2 years there. And then in the 3rd year in the Victoria School District, the moratorium the 3-year moratorium had been lifted. Vote 5-4 with the trustees, even though 30% of the parents that took the survey by the VC PAC expressed concerns about exposing their children to this 2B carcinogen. The trustees still decided that they were going to let the principals install Wi-Fi routers in the elementary schools.
It's really too bad.
So we moved Tyler again to the 3rd school district, that was Saanich, and he went to an elementary school for grade 5. There was no Wi-Fi. The cell phones were not to be used during school hours. That included the teachers. He did really well. We had no problems whatsoever. So then after that, Tyler graduated, and he's now in grade 6, middle school. And he's attending a middle school in the Saanich School District, where we were assured when we first went there that there was only 25% coverage. Now we figured, we just might get away with this. If you could put him in a classroom as far away as you can, we might be able to cope with this. And then if you could just leave the classroom when you bring out the wireless devices and go to a hardwired class, he would probably be fine. And they also said that their policy on the cell phones was for the children to put them in their lockers, but as you know, it's pretty hard to...
Right, so how has he fared so far?
Well, it didn't work. Tyler was getting really, really sick. One day he came home, I got a call from the school to come pick him up, and his headache was just so severe, he was just crying, and no amount of Tylenol, Advil will even touch it. And then after about 2 hours, he started vomiting. And then another 2 hours, he started vomiting. And
so these are sort of classic symptoms that you've seen before.
These are very classic symptoms. And
right.
It seems to have, nothing will touch it. It seems to have to run its course. It's like a 6 to 8 hour course that it runs until it finally stops and he's feeling better. So in your
view, do you think it's possible to make a school 25% coverage?
Absolutely not. I think what we have to have, I think parents have to have a choice.
Right.
We have to have a school at each level that is Wi-Fi free so that children that have these sensitivities, or for parents that maybe don't want to expose their children to this 2B carcinogen, have a choice. I mean, our choice has been taken away.
So do you think that should be province-wide?
Absolutely, it should be. It should be countrywide. So all children should have a right to an education.
How is the BC Confederation of Parents Advisory Councils, or whatever they're called, the provincial parents council. What's their position on this?
Well, back in May of 2012, the BCC PAC, that's a group of parents, voted 2-1 that there should be a school at each level, Wi-Fi free for choice. And it was ignored. It was ignored by the Ministry of Education. It was ignored by the trustees.
Yeah.
And it's just been filed.
Now, a person suffering from electrohypersensitivity, that is a recognized disability?
It is. It's recognized by the Canadian Human Rights. It was just recognized again by France. A lady just won her case just recently. She's now receiving disability for EHS. It's recognized as a disability.
This would be like, if somebody had a very, very severe food allergy or some other type of condition that really warranted protective measures. So do you think, in your case now, Tyler's in the school, what sort of measures have they taken to protect his health?
Well, right now we're trying something else, but if what we're doing with Tyler now is sort of segregating him from the rest of the children. I mean, it's only a temporary solution so that he can get his education. He can finally complete grade 6.
Right.
This isn't a permanent arrangement.
Now, what is the position of the health authorities? Very briefly, what are they saying as the level of harm that this may be causing?
Well, Dr. Stanwyck, who is our school medical health officer, he says Wi-Fi exposure in school does not pose a level of risk that is unacceptable. Now, by whose standards?
Right.
Who decided what was acceptable as far as exposing our children to this? Dr. Kendall, in a letter of April 2015, he says, nor, as others have suggested, do I make a statement that such radiation is safe.
So they don't go to that degree of saying it's safe. They just say that the risk is acceptable.
But they are acknowledging that there is a risk.
There is a risk.
So if there's a risk, then why do I have to have mandatory? Why is it mandatory that our children be exposed to this? I have no choice.
What do you think with parents? Are parents becoming more aware of this issue, or?
It's very, very slow. The school board and the trustees are not. The school districts are not informing parents. Parents have a right to know. They have a right to know what the safety manuals and disclaimers say, and these devices. These devices say to keep them away from your body.
Yes, and that's not being discussed in the school with any of these devices whatsoever.
Nope, teachers aren't even being told. Teachers have absolutely no idea how to use these devices that they're been given safely. So,
basically, are you sensing that there are some people becoming aware while others aren't, or do you think that there's any chance that some administrators are going to be becoming more hip to the scene and going to try to accommodate more?
Some people are so addicted to these devices that they're in denial. They don't really want to know that these could actually cause harm.
Yeah.
But again, I should have a choice.
Yeah.
Why do I have to be exposed to this?
So the World Health Organization, or the Cancer Institute that's affiliated with the World Health Organization, they have designated this type of radiation as being potentially harmful.
Yes, they have. The Canadian Parliamentary Committee, it has questioned the, during the hearings, 4 international experts testified that Health Canada is either unwilling or not competent to judge the current scientific evidence that wireless radiation is harmful to our health. So what it's saying is, Health Canada is not protecting our children. No one is protecting us. This is the industry.
So the representatives of Health Canada, more or less, would be like Dr. Perry Kendall and Dr. Stanwyck. Basically, either aren't qualified or are uninterested in protecting the health of the students.
They're definitely not qualified. Neither one of them. Neither one of them have any background in the biological effects of exposure to radiation.
So, in the end, what is your main goal? What do you think that should happen to help students like Tyler get their education?
There has to be a school in each district at each level for these children to go and get an education. Their right to an education has been taken away. I mean, their Charter of Rights, they have a right to this.
Okay, I think that pretty well sums it up. So I hope that you find some success, Janis, and we want to have you back on in a little while to see how things go with you. Thank you for watching, folks, and stay tuned for our next segment.